What is up, good people? Juggling here, hope you're doing well. This should be a pretty quick video, just gonna peek around the corner at the crypto markets. What is ahead of us as we enter the upcoming week? Post Bitcoin ETFs, as the FOMO and hype subsides. We see the crypto market is semi-red right now. Most things down 1 to 2%, some down a little more than that. A lot of people are blaming this on Grayscale. Those fees are very high, and of course they're selling a lot of Bitcoin. But then you have that offsetting buying happening from Fidelity and Blackrock and ARK and all those other ETFs out there. I don't really think that's the effect here that much. I know that's being pitched out there, but this is just to be expected. Again, you had this big event, a lot of excitement, and now we will see where we settle to our cruising altitude heading into the Bitcoin halving. That is the next big event on the radar here. Now, this could be a game changer. If this actually happens, and I can't imagine it, but a lot of people in the know are saying there's a chance here. Coinbase has a 70% chance of a full dismissal in the SEC lawsuit, says legal researcher from Bloomberg. You know, again, this is a huge case. I have to think the judge is going to let this run its course. And I have no doubt at the end of the day, Coinbase wins anyway, but that takes years to happen. If we got a dismissal here and the SEC is essentially booted out of the crypto space, I couldn't think of a more bullish, event on the horizon. We're going to find out here if that happens or not. We see legal researcher Elliot Stein recalls leaving the courtroom with a significantly more optimistic outlook on crypto exchange Coinbase's chances of securing a victory. I have no doubt that most of what Coinbase has here is going to be non-security related. Sure, there's some stuff here, of course, that they'll get dinged for, but probably very minor. Most of these tokens are not securities. The tokens themselves, most of their business should be none of the SEC's business. We'll have to see it play out anytime you're in a court case. There's always risk there. But I have no doubt long-term. But the question is, can they get a dismissal? Steins Forecast, a 70% chance of the exchange securing a full dismissal in the lawsuit. That's everything. That's the staking, the trading, you name it. If that happens, good night, Gary Gensler. And it couldn't happen to a nicer guy. He says, I went into the SEC versus Coinbase hearing thinking Coin would, on this motion, win dismissal of SEC's primary claims. Even that alone. If that happens, oh my gosh, that would be a game changer for cryptocurrencies. But maybe not staking and broker claims. I left thinking Coin will win a full dismissal. So this is just one analyst's ideas, but I think what this tells us more than anything is Coinbase has the stronger legal position in this court case. We hear from the judge just really going after the SEC and the SEC having no great explanations because, again, they're making it up as they go along. If this happens, it's going to take a little while to get a ruling, I'm sure, from the judge, as anything does in these court cases, unfortunately. But if we get that, where does the SEC even go from there? It really, literally would be game over. Let's hope. Let's pray. But if not, guess what? We're in this for the long term, and we will win the long game. And this shouldn't disrupt us a lot in the upcoming bull run. But, if we get an outright win this quickly, it's going to be a major catalyst here. We see in China, a lot of crypto users are bypassing China's crypto ban. Major area of money flowing into the crypto space, even though it's illegal within the country. Chinese traders are creatively circumventing the crypto ban, utilizing social media and diversifying payment methods. So this is what I've always said. A lot of these rules and regulations ain't about us, the crypto enthusiasts. Like, we'll always be able to use these tools. It's about mainstream adoption, right? It's about being able to bring new users and new money easily into this space. But all the things we do, that ain't going away. There's no putting that genie back in the bottle. We win, no matter what rules or laws they try to pass. And we see that working out here in China. Crypto enthusiasts are also meeting in public places, like cafes or laundromats, to complete their cryptocurrency trading activities. A recent report reveals the resilience of crypto activities in China, ranking the country as the third in Asia for crypto transactions. So it's totally illegal in China. It's not stopping anything. We're still seeing serious activity out of that country. Now, make no mistake, if they were to legalize and have, regular systems for crypto trading, you'd see the space blow up because so much more money would come flooding in. But you can't stop us, and that's the point of these decentralized systems. You can't block anyone from using it, no matter what laws you try to eventually pass. I saw this article here, why BlackRock has no plans to launch Ripple XRP ETF. So I went through this, and we see BlackRock avoids launching a Ripple XRP ETF due to the ongoing regulatory uncertainty surrounding XRP. And, I'm sure that plays some factor into this. If there's an ongoing case, even if Ripple has secured an outright victory, there could be an appeal. There's some risk there. And I can see a BlackRock or Fidelity not wanting to get involved there, even though I don't think that's not why. I don't believe that's why we're not seeing an XRP ETF at this point in time. I was trying to think who's the source here. And we see Judge Torres's recent classification of XRP is a regulatory gray area, not squarely fitting into the security or non-security category. And who said this? Well, it's our buddy Charles Gasparino here. This bozo, man. Look, it's clear as day. It's the law of the land. XRP is not a gray area. XRP is not a security. Does the fact that there's still pending litigation hurt XRP? I have no doubt. But I think even more importantly here, if that was to all go away, I just don't think there's enough demand right now to warrant a BlackRock or Fidelity to roll out an ETF product. I just don't think it would be successful. It's Bitcoin right now, Ethereum, and beyond that, there's probably no other cryptocurrencies that are ready today, but that's going to change. We will see it roll off to the broader crypto market. There will be an XRP ETF someday. Now's not the time. We're just now kind of seeing how much demand is there for Bitcoin on its own right, and then we'll expand from there. It's not the time for an XRP ETF. Of course, this court case ongoing doesn't help us, but if that was to go away today, I seriously do not believe they would roll out an ETF. Not yet. It's going to happen. Just be patient there. And that's to go for many of your major cryptocurrencies, whether it's Cardano's or Polkadots or whatever your top ones you like. You're going to see ETF action down the road from them. This is another Alan B. Watts, Bitcoin Watts. I don't know how you say his name, but he says, wild seeing Grayscale casually dumping 10 to 25,000 Bitcoin each day may end up being the biggest blown lead in the history of Bitcoin, and all because they refuse to lower fees. A lot of people are arguing, tell me, you know what, don't worry, they can lower their fees down the road. The heck they can. They probably already lost this space. It's game over. Like, they're not going to then pivot and probably catch the ETFs that are ahead of them. Someone is going to jump up here and gain all the trading volume, and they will be the market that most investors go to conduct their trades in Bitcoin ETFs. There's not going to be like 3 equals or 4 equals. It don't work like that. And so why is Grayscale doing this? Well, I think it's because they need those fees. We look at the conglomerate there, the digital currency group, or where the heck their name is. They're in a lot of trouble. They need cash. They need money. So they'd rather sit here with high fees, management fees, and get those cash flows now rather than to win the long game. And I think that's what you're seeing here. They're just milking a dying cow here that ain't going to last a long time. Just Grayscale is not going to be a player here. They're going to have to keep those fees up because they need that income coming in to support the rest of their crumbling empire. And eventually, you'll probably see them go away. They're not going to make it long term. They should have came out the gates with really low fees to start. They had a huge competitive advantage, a bunch of Bitcoin, a lot of investors that already knew their name and their brand. But the fact is, you just can't do it because you need those fees coming in to support the rest of your empire, your legal fees, things going bankrupt. They're selling off assets left and right. And so they just can't make the move, unfortunately. They can't bring those fees down. And at the end of the day, there probably will be no more Grayscale. And it's a shame because they really paved the way for us, didn't they? Which might be their own demise. They took the SEC to court, got the right to launch a Bitcoin spot ETF. And the moment they secured that, here come the big players rushing in to take the market away from them. It actually was an imbecile idea. They should have just stuck there in their trust, took their fees, and probably lived to see another day. I don't see Grayscale surviving this. Now, this is the last thing I would say. We talked about, hey, if this Coinbase court case goes right, hey, it might be a huge catalyst for markets, of course. I've talked about commercial real estate being problematic, the banking sector. But if you've noticed, it's just starting. This isn't major, but if you just Google layoffs, we're seeing a lot. Sports Illustrated just thrown into chaos, mass layoffs. They probably don't make it out of this. Macy's just closing down 5 stores, laying off more than 2,300. Paramount braces for new rounds of layoffs. And of course, big tech, they're not going to be left out of this. Google and Amazon laying off a ton of people. This is going to be a cascading effect. If things go really bad, especially if you have a big problem in the real estate sector or banking, If you remember, the '08 crisis and really 9 and 10, like overnight people's lives change and you'll just see sweeping layoffs and just a, nothing like we see now, where you get fired from your job and tomorrow you probably find a better job and thank them for firing you. It's going to be a totally different world. Keep an eye on these kind of drivers because crypto valuations, they're going to be affected by this kind of stuff. Doesn't mean we can't rebound and still have a great bull run, but just like you saw with the pandemic, at least in the short term and the immediate after an event like that, you saw cratering prices. This kind of stuff can be problematic. That's why I said to start this year, I want to kind of see how we progress through the first quarter, where we really stand. I think things are a little shakier than most people want to admit. And not these just couple stories. This is not a big deal. A few companies laying off quite a few workers, but if this continues to be a trend, it could be problematic. Just keep an eye on it. That's all I'm saying. Brace yourself. Make sure you are built for bear, and make sure you are ready to continue buying value if we see that happening. Because most people have no money on the sidelines. They're not ready to go. And you get these great valuations and they just can't act. Worse off, they may need cash themselves and have to sell their crypto at all-time low. You don't want that kind of stuff. So just be aware that this could happen. And especially with crypto going through this lull right now, you may see some bleeding prices. I'm not trading out of my main positions. I'm not saying it's going to happen, but be aware that it can. Let me know what you think down below. And as always, please like, please subscribe. The revolution will be televised right here on Jungle Link.